This is like the ultimate thing for a Little House fan. I mean, this is the ultimate. Are you guys going to be filming this? Like, is this going to be?
I don't think so.
Camera crew?
Look, people will be. No, I don't think we're going to be shooting any sort of doc on this. I think that, everyone's a documentarian today. Everyone has a studio in their pocket.
If you have a phone.
Yeah. I think people will probably live stream this.
Live at one point. There'll be an Instagram video. There'll be things.
Great.
There'll be highlights. There'll be highlight reels. Will pop up clips and things for sure.
Sure. There definitely will be that, because media is everywhere. I mean, the shares that we got in Simi Valley were just extraordinary. There were some really, I thought, beautiful videos created on the tour of Big Sky Movie Ranch to go see the facades of where the town was and where the little house and barn were. There were some really wonderful, moving, personal, funny videos that people created of this experience. So people all over the world could watch this. If you weren't there, but you got a taste of it.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the great powers of social media, is that there is a taste that you can get from watching these things.
Now, do you guys think that one of the questions that we got about 10 times was, where do you guys go from here? Because it seems like Little House, the Waltons, I mean, shows like that are so popular right now that even you guys, I think, are overwhelmed by the response. Where are you guys going to go with this? Is this going to continue, or are you just going to make this, next year and the year after? How are you, or are you just going to play it by ear?
I think our intent is to continue. I don't think anyone sees walking away from it at all, but the audience will ultimately determine what will happen. And
so far, so good. I mean, we've got some events, more events lined up, and then we have others that are playing where, like, people have said, "Can you do our town?" And we're like, "Well, how big a place you got?" And so we're having meetings on those. But we have stuff lined up, and then I have my stand-up tour happening, so that's just sort of feeding the whole monster that is happening. And people keep saying, "Well, what about here? What about here?" And what about, and even places overseas have said, "Can you come?" So. Yeah, there's just this unending request line, and we're like, well, okay, I guess we'll do one there. So we're just going to keep going. We didn't think we'd have people demanding our presence in year 51. Sure, the 50th anniversary. We're celebrating the 51st. Who does that? But we are. Yeah. We're just going to keep going. And obviously the new Netflix show is just fanning the flames.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy, I did. That was one thing I did. I got hate for even asking about it, but did you? I got a couple DMs threatening me, so a lot of hate out there for it. Obviously, you guys, anything that promotes the show, James, you guys are going to be pro for it. What do you guys? What do you guys think about it?
Well, it's not Highlander. There can be only one. I mean, it's like, it's how many Star Treks are there? I watch all of them. How many Star Wars things? The Mandalorian. There's more stuff. They're going back to the books. It's more prequel than reboot. It's going back when Laura's a little girl. It's going to be fine, and it may be great. We don't know who they've got. They just start doing the auditions. They may find the people with that kind of spark, like Melissa had for Laura. They may find these. We don't know. This thing could just absolutely blow up. And of course, we're thrilled because they'll be watching it streaming on Netflix, and then they'll go, "Wait, let's go over to Amazon where the old one's streaming and watch that." So we're like, "Go ahead, yeah, awesome."
It must be cool, though, that people love you guys so much and are so protective of you and your memory. That's amazing.
I think it is. I think that is remarkable. I'm a little surprised by the level of negativity that has popped up on this. I think Alison's right that there is always room for another approach. I think it's what's flattering, of course, is that people have loved the original so much that they've said, well, you can't reach that level. Well, we don't know what level can be reached. But I think what's nice is Michael's vision was very distinct on this. I think he used the Laura environment that she created in her books, the tone of the books, to create this beautiful series that spread out well beyond the material that inspired it. I think this new version for Netflix is going to be much more closely centered around what Laura actually wrote in her books. And that's going to be an interesting test. Will that work? And it's going to come down to, as Alison suggested, it's absolutely going to come down to the people.
Yeah.
That they put in front of the camera. It's, I mean, I think that, you know, the showrunner is a talented woman. She was inspired by Little House as a little girl to become a writer. So this is a dream project for her.
She's a true fan.
Yeah. I mean, she's devoted to it. And now they have to put the right people in place.
Yeah.
We sort of secretly saw the breakdowns as to what,
you did.
as to how they were. Oh, yes. Yes. And there were no, I would say, based on what I read, there was nothing really surprising in the breakdowns. The tone of what they're looking for is what you would expect if they can find it. If those people walk in the door, and they will, they just have to be willing to wait long enough, those people will walk in the door, and something wonderful can happen.
And
Alison,
I know the fans love us. Okay, so we'll always be Shatner and Nimoy.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
But you're allowed to watch the other Star Treks. It's okay.
And Alison might remember there was backlash with Little House on the Prairie because people said it didn't follow the book, and Michael landed and ruined it.
Yeah. There's the show people, the book people, and the historian people. So the show people who love our show and then go, no, there can't be another show. But there's a segment of the book that you go on Facebook. You saw this group. There's a group called Remembering the Real Caps, Laura Ingalls Wilder. And if you want to have some fun, just go on there and ask something about Albert or someone who's not in the book. They are very about the books. And if someone goes, don't come on here and tell you about the show. And there's some people who are like, no, there should never have been a show. It should just be the books. But then there's a history group of people who go, well, it's in the historical fiction. Laura was changing names and locations and timelines. So the books aren't real either.
Yeah.
And they're all fighting with each other.
When Laura wrote her book, she said they are the truth, but not all the truth.
Yeah.
So Laura was curating her life.
Sure.
For a very specific audience. When Harper and Brothers took this on in the 1930s, they took it on because America was descending into the Great Depression. Young people, kids were struggling. It was not an easy time to be a kid in America. And they reasoned that Laura's books, which painted this very optimistic view of a very challenging time, could be inspiring to young people. I think a lot of that same thing. We live in a different world. It's a different time. There's a different technology. The audience is different. Everything's different. But we are in a distinctly challenging time in our country now. You'd have to have your head in a hole to not know that we are in a very unique time. And I think one of the things that Little House has always provided is this safe place where you could go and watch and feel, even if it's just for an hour, or if you're reading a chapter or whatever, that you're in this wonderful, idyllic kind of environment. Not that it's perfect, because it was never perfect, but there was grace and dignity and decency with these characters. Other than Alison, who was not decent. And occasionally graceful when it served her purpose. But what we got is this wonderful push and pull of good and naughty, good and not so good, that was very instructive about how to be.
Yeah.
It wasn't nuanced in the sense that, when you were good, you were good. You made mistakes, but you were fundamentally good. And Michael did not violate that. Today, in the world we live in, because we perceive so much flaw in our world around us, characters are highly nuanced, and the reality is you don't really feel like, if you go deeply enough into a series, there's almost nobody you can trust.
Yeah.
Because everybody's flawed. It would be nice. Little House does offer that opportunity. Our version of it offers that opportunity to get sort of instruction on how to be a good person, on how to interact well with people. And you also get to see, thanks to Alison, you get to see how not to behave. And you get to see her get it in the end every week. But she's always redeemable. And she can come back the next week and be just as, just as awful as she was the next week, or even more awful. But somehow she always gets what's coming to her, and you like her.
The funniest thing I ever heard, Alison, online was one of the younger fans who really loves you said, "Hey, stop messing with Nellie. She was mean when she was little, but she grew up. Nancy was a straight up psychopath."
Yeah.
Yes.
So she said, but Nellie grew up and became a nice young woman. So that was the funniest thing I ever saw in a Little House group. But you guys have been
just hard.
That was a miracle that she grew up as well as she grew up.
That's right.
Really, it was that tough guy Percival that straightened her out.
Boy, I loved his character. He was such a good thing. And I think your guys' very underrated couple was Percival and Nellie. They were really funny. Because as shows go on, they get a little stale, but I thought that was a really cool pairing. That was funny.
Yeah, what was wrong with Nellie is I always said, well, nights were lonely on the prairie. And I think that, she wanted to be loved. She needed to, her parents, her mother didn't really love her. Her mother was clearly some kind of crazy narcissist weirdo thing going on there.
Yeah.
She was just something else to show off and make her look good. Yeah. And here was someone who was like, nope. And I'll tell your mother to shut up, too. Yeah, don't care. And it's like, okay. And so she wanted someone who'd really knew her for her and didn't need the hotel and didn't care about any of this nonsense. And that's, so she found true love. And of course she was happy.
Yeah. Now, what I wanted you've been so gracious with your time. We could talk to you for hours, but we're going to let them go. And you guys give the last word, and I want you to stay after with the end of the show just for a minute because I want to ask you something. Last word, why should people go to this reunion, especially if you're a Little House fan? Because, again, we're really excited about it. We're going to try to go.
Because
Alison?
we're fabulous, and we'll actually talk to you. We'll actually talk to you, and and pictures. It'll be reasonably priced. We'll charge for pictures and selfies, but hugs are free.
Yeah.
So come on over.
That's
great. I think come and bring your memories is what I would say to people. Bring your memories because I think we are there to nurture your memories of what you loved about the program. We can always see it in people's eyes. There is love, there is humor, there's tragedy, there's the full spectrum of emotions is present, and we love nurturing that in people when they come. And they are coming to trigger their own memories of what they loved about the program. And hopefully we do a good job of fueling that for them and supporting and nurturing that with them.
You guys do, because I watch you guys every week and I feel like we're friends, and you guys are amazing. And again, you guys came on our show when we weren't very big, and now, we're doing A-list celebrities and things are going okay for us. I'll never forget that. So when you see people, when you go to these are real good. They say never meet your heroes, but that is...
You can meet these guys.
You can meet these guys and you will never, ever be disappointed. They're the salt of the earth.
Thanks,
So
James,
again, you guys, thank you so much for coming on your show. We so appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.